Good evening. How are you all doing on today? This is Mr. Latoya coming to you on today. I hope that your day was amazing. My day was amazing as well. Just vibe with me for a minute. Let me get to my message because I'm not going to take up your time like I always say, but I'm really not trying to. I have a lot of stuff to do. But I just want to say to you on today, this song reminds me of anybody, even though it's a relational song, The Way, by Jill Scott. Is it the way that you love me? And sometimes in our lives, we find people that are around us when we are growing that they can only go to a certain place in our lives. Or we may have a relationship knitted like Jonathan and David did, in the Word, you know. But some people that are not progressing where you're going and they're not, interested in the things that God has lined up for you and it's not them, you know, um, they pretty much drop off from your life. And sometimes they will remove themselves, and so hey, and if they remove themselves, I mean, that's it's still at peace, and it's okay. And you got to understand that, when you are called according to his purpose and his will, you're going to do different things. And, you never know. You never know where God is trying to take you, but you still trust and believe and receive, everything, open to, where you're at. And not having a spirit of familiarity, having a place of unfamiliar, like the unknown, knowing, believing in faith, seeking, is always a great thing, So all I'm saying is, like, at times, like I tell my mentees, get your journals out, write things about where you want to go, what you want to do, and you write you a plan out, and stay consistent with that plan because it's something that you love to do. Don't do it because if everybody else is doing it and you think, oh, this is going to bring you money. But it can bring you all the money in the world. But the fact of the matter is it going to make you happy? So it's still, is it the way that you love? Is this going to bring you peace while you're doing this? Are you a part of enjoyment? Is it the way you love me? Or you love it? So we could talk about that as well, And I know at times God also gives us rest, and I want to expound on that real quick. He will give us rest like he did Elijah when the raven was at the brook and was able to feed him. The raven fed him. So he was able to go into his season of rest, so he could be prepared for the next thing of what God was calling him to do. So he fell into alignment. So we got to understand when to take our breaks, when to, pretty much go in the flow, when to move, when to stand still. It's important for us to know that, as people. And so I think, because sometimes we'll get that concept, kind of messed up a little bit. We kind of do what we want to do and how we want to do it, and that's not always the case, And it's just so important to make sure, that we're staying in alignment of what he's calling us to do. And it's just important. And like I said before, that really was my topic. I kind of went over and on, but my topic was that God will put people in your path that is supposed to be there, take people away that's not supposed to be there. But my thing is sometimes we make choices and we do that, and so we make that mistake. And then we look at it and be like, dang, was that person supposed to be in my life? And that person could have been supposed to be a part of your life, but it was also a lesson. But where's the blessing that in it? If you came out not smelling like smoke, you're good. Your mental state is great. Your spirit is not broken, busted, and disgusted. And I'm not saying that you wouldn't go through a transitional time like that, in your life. But I'm just saying that if you walk past that person and you don't feel anything anymore in your spirit, then that you are released, and it's okay. And it is important, as us as adults to communicate what it is that we want. If it's something that we don't want or we don't want to do, you know, just being in relationships with people. Let them know, I don't like that. You know, this makes me feel this way. You know, acknowledge that. Acknowledge that you have feelings too. Acknowledge the fact that, you know, you may be hurt about some things. Because sometimes it can be a misunderstanding. And you don't want it to be a misunderstanding. You want it to be, you know, exactly the way it's designed to be, right? So, that is important, you know, as well. So, look at the way that you love yourself. Say, is it the way that you love me? Is me loving me okay? Because then I can see how other people can't love me because this is my reflection. You know, so that's the way, you know. And when you find you, yourself, knowing who you are, loving on you, then it's okay to go to the next level and things. So, but like I said before, you know, God, he removes, or he also place and allow you to grow. You know, and so don't count it unfamiliar or looking at it like, oh, well, I've never been in this place. And you may not have never been in that place, but that's okay. This is the time to write about your thoughts. This is the time to think on things that you can go forth in, and that it's aligned and totally with your spirit, and not doing it because everyone else is doing it. So you be blessed on today. Like I said, I'm not going to take your time. I love you all, and hope that that message found you well. Grace and peace.